Every level of assault rifle explained. Level 1. Garbage. The absolute worst of the worst. Rifles so poorly made they're infamous for being unreliable garbage. You try to fire them and they jam. You try to aim them and they're wildly inaccurate. Their build quality is atrocious. The triggers are terrible. The sights are off. Just absolutely zero redeeming features anywhere. These are weapons that shouldn't have made it past the drawing board. If you picked up a rifle for the first time today with zero training, you'd immediately know something was wrong with these things. Some poor soldiers got stuck with these disasters and probably wrote very angry letters home about it. Their terrible design ruins everything about them. You can't trust them in combat. You can't even trust them at the range. Back in the day, some manufacturer would slap these together and somehow convince a military to buy them. Nowadays, they sit in museums as examples of how not to make a firearm. Nobody is actually seriously using these rifles anymore. They're collector's items for people who enjoy mechanical failures. The Schaushat, Sterling SAR 87, INSS SAVZ 58, and Leader Dynamics T2 MK5 are the absolute Level 1 rifles. Level 2. Scrap. Unlike the Level 1 disasters, these rifles will at least fire when you need them to. Occasionally. If the conditions are right, you might even hit your target. The problem is their design is severely limited, so they usually only excel in very specific situations, or have one particular feature that's decent while everything else suffers. Level 2 is full of rifles that relied on gimmicks to get attention. You've got early experimental designs that seemed cool in theory but failed in practice. One-hit wonders that had their moment and then disappeared. Rifles with strange operating systems that nobody wanted to maintain. Their mediocre performance means they came and went for military service faster than fashion trends. So it's not surprising when they get phased out and replaced within a few years. The aftermarket support is non-existent. Parts are impossible to find. They're stuck in this weird limbo where they're not catastrophically bad, but they're definitely not good either. The only people defending these are either nostalgic folks who used them decades ago or contrarians trying to seem interesting. These rifles earn their bad reputation honestly. The EM2, QBZ-95, F2000, L85A1, and Valmet M76 fit here perfectly. Level 3. Average. All right, these days everyone throws around average for anything from terrible to pretty decent. But let's define what actual average really is. Like the Galil Ace, like the CZ805 Bren, like the standard issue Type 63. Not impressive, not terrible, just solidly average. Completely serviceable but utterly forgettable. Level 3 rifles work great as background weapons in any military where the main goal is having something that functions reliably. They get the job done without standing out in any meaningful way. And honestly, that consistency has made them perfect for standard infantry use across dozens of countries. They appear in conflicts everywhere, but somehow they have zero passionate fan base. I'm serious. I've never met someone whose favorite rifle is the CZ805 Bren. Unlike Level 2, mid-rifles have decent features, maybe acceptable accuracy, maybe some modularity options, perhaps even a comfortable grip. You might find some basic rail systems or folding stocks. Nothing special, but nothing broken either. And look, some people will be upset seeing certain rifles here, but we're judging pure capability and innovation here. These rifles work fine, they're reliable enough, but they don't excel at anything particular. They're the definition of adequate. Sometimes adequate is exactly what you need, but it's never exciting. Galil Ace, CZ805 Bren, SIG 550, Type 63, and ARX 160 are the candidates at Level 3. Level 4, Hype. Now we're talking about genuinely respected rifles. Some of these might even be your personal favorite. Level 4 is what I'd call elevated above average. What makes them better than average level is they usually have one or two areas where they really shine. Maybe outstanding reliability, maybe excellent ergonomics or impressive modularity that lets you configure them however you want them. This is why they get so much respect from everyday gun owners, who might not distinguish between these and the truly elite options. Spec ops guys who just want something dependable will swear by these. Instructors who've seen everything will recommend them without hesitation. People shoot a SCAR and think it's the pinnacle of firearms engineering. They handle a Tavor and declare it's the future. But here's the reality. They're really good. That's it. These rifles have proven themselves in real combat situations. They're used by legitimate militaries worldwide, and they'll serve you well. But each one has that one single flaw holding it back. The SCAR is heavy and overpriced. The Tavor's trigger pull is mediocre. The ACR never delivered on its massive hype. But still, they create loyal followings and stay relevant for years, sometimes decades. These are the rifles that professionals might actually choose when given options. They're just not quite revolutionary.
The FN SCAR, IWI Tavor, Bushmaster ACR, VHS-2, and the SIG MCX are a good example of Level 4 rifles. Level 5. Good. From this point forward, we're talking about rifles that can legitimately compete at the highest levels. Whether you personally love them or hate them, their quality is undeniable. They can hold their own against nearly any competition out there. Level 5 has incredible modularity, excellent accuracy, and proven combat effectiveness. They command respect from most people in the firearms community, though hardcore enthusiasts and purists sometimes refuse to fully embrace the hype around them. To those critics, they're just all right. They're being too picky, honestly. This is probably the most diverse level on the list. You'll find Level 5s across every era and style. Modern tactical rifles, classic military platforms, experimental successes, and evolutionary improvements on older designs. Now you might ask, why can't something like the M4 carbine be rated higher? It's accurate, it's modular, it's proven in combat. Let me explain. On the surface, everything looks great. The handling is smooth, the accuracy is there, the reliability is solid. But when you really dig deeper, you realize it's fundamentally a 60-year-old design with modern furniture. What I'm getting at is these rifles seem amazing initially, but they're each missing that one critical element that would make them truly legendary. The M4 lacks genuine innovation. The AK-74M isn't very modular. The AUG's design is showing its age. Level 5 rifle candidates are M4 Carbine, AK-74M, Steyr AUG, AK-12, SIG 5.56.
Level 6, Elite. These rifles are engineered so precisely, with such attention to detail, that most people don't fully appreciate what they're experiencing. There are zero compromises at this level. The engineering is sophisticated, the performance is exceptional, and the design philosophy is revolutionary. These aren't your standard infantry weapons anymore. These rifles demand your full attention. They're built so well that the rifle's capabilities exceed most shooters' abilities. You're not fighting the weapon anymore. It's doing exactly what you tell it to do when you tell it to do it. The triggers are crisp as glass. The recoil management is incredible. The accuracy is surgical. Level 6s can outperform any rifle in the world under the right circumstances. Their reputation commands immediate respect from serious firearms enthusiasts globally. And while they're rarely mass adopted due to cost, they stay relevant across multiple decades and inspire future generations of rifle designs. Take the HK416. It took the AR platform and perfected it. Or the MCX Spear, literally changing what calibers we should be using. The SCAR H delivers incredible power with surprising control. These aren't just improvements, they're transformations. Here's a good example of why some level 6s don't quite reach the top. Firearms design evolves constantly. As time passes, engineers learn from previous innovations and push boundaries further. So even though these rifles represent the cutting edge right now, eventually they'll be surpassed by designs that build upon their innovations. Level 7, great of all time. GOAT-tier rifles are incredibly rare and only appear once in a generation. They can do absolutely everything at an elite level. It's like their designers saw something nobody else could see. They work in any environment, any situation, any context. Complete mastery of the craft. They're so revolutionary and distinctive that nobody can truly replicate them even when they try. I haven't seen anyone fully capture the groundbreaking impact of the Sturmgewehr 44, the worldwide reliability of the AK-47, the endless adaptability of the AR-15 platform. Listen, I know the AR-15 gets criticized these days because it's everywhere and everyone owns one. But here's the truth. It's simply the best, and it's not particularly close. It does everything. There's no weakness that modern variants can't address. The platform's versatility is unmatched. And we can't forget the AK-47. This represents timeless engineering excellence that nobody can argue against. 75 years later, and it's still the most widely used rifle on the planet. You can drag it through mud, leave it in the desert, freeze it solid, and it fires. In 100 years, when firearms history is taught in military academies, these rifles will be the first examples given. If you want to understand what makes assault rifles so revolutionary and effective, study one of these platforms. You'll understand immediately. AR-15 and M16 platform, AK-47 and AKM, Sturmgewehr 44, HKG-3, and the FN FAL are the GOAT of assault rifles. Now that you know the 7 levels, it's time to figure out which rifles you're loyal to.